So if you ever heard someone tell you, don't worry about losses in the market, just keep your money in there, it'll always recover, then this is the perfect video for you to watch. Because while that might be true, right, that the market typically recovers, but how it recovers costs you some thousands, and in some people's situations can cost them millions. So if you watch this video, I assure you that you'll be able to uncover a different strategy that'll blow away what you do today, right? So my name is Moses Nelson, and I am the co-founder of Seed and Shield Financial. I'm a financial strategist, and I help people do smarter things with their money. Trust me, okay? So I'm going to review a few key slides with you that is mathematically accurate. Okay. So all you got to do is watch the video, do your own math. And at the end of the video, go to the description, click on the consult link, and you and I can have a one-on-one to discuss your personal situation. Okay. Sounds good? All right. So I'm going to share my screen now. Okay. So let's do this. So, boom. So, Warren Buffett is widely known as the best investor this lifetime, right? And he has two rules. Two. The first rule is to not lose money. And then the second rule, it's really the first rule, is to remember the first rule. Okay. So if this Warren Buffett man who's conquered decades of dominance has that as his at his forefront, we should listen, right? So you don't want to lose money, and that makes sense, right? So let's talk about how you actually not lose money. But before I get there, I want to get your mind right, okay? So this is the thing that's really going to get you ready for the rest of this video. So let me ask you this. Over the course of 4 years, I want you to help calculate the rate of return. So if year one, the rate of return is up 50%, year two, it's down 50%, year three, it's up 50%, and then year four, it's down 50%. What would be the rate of return? I'll give you 1, 2, 3 seconds. You probably said, I bet 99% said 0%. And you'll probably hear that a lot when you watch CNBC. No, not to them. I love CNBC. They'll say things like, yeah, it's flat, up, down, it's flat. But they're wrong. And this is not me just telling you they're wrong. We can do the math. Okay. So on this slide, you can see if I started with $100,000 and had the fortune to go up 50%, great job. I'm up. I'm at 150,000. But if it dropped 50%, it wouldn't go back to 100. It's going to be down 50% of 150. So that's down 75,000. Starting to click, right? Then if it goes back up to 50%, it doesn't go nowhere near 150,000. It goes up to 112. Then if it drops again, it goes down to $56,250. So while you're thinking you're flat because you go up, down, the same amount, in reality, you have a real return of negative 43.75%. That right there alone should be enough for you to say, let me go to the description. Let me meet with Moses so we can figure out how we can change that. But there's more. Let's talk about just the loss and what you would need for a gain just to be even. This is mathematically correct. A 25% loss would need a 33% gain. A 33% loss would need a 50% gain. A 50% loss would need a 100% gain. This is not Moses Nelson telling you this. This is math. Do your own math. I guarantee you it will be correct. This slide right here is a picture of the S&P 500, which is the most popular index. It's a collection of the top 500 stocks, okay? This is from January 2000 to March 2020. So a 20-year period. Very relatable. It was just practically yesterday almost, right? This is not me cherry picking from the 70s, 50s, 80s. This is recent history, okay? You can see here in 2000, the market went up 8.97%, and then it followed with 3 years of losses, -2, -17, -24, and then it started to go back up for 4 years, okay? Now, knowing what you just seen on the prior slide, this shouldn't even be hard for you to grasp, but we'll still walk through it. Now, if you look at this one right here, you can see you got ups and downs, ups and downs. The emotions that someone has to go through is hard, right? This is a roller coaster, okay? The average return over 20 years would have been 5.6%, right? But the actual average would have been 3.14%, right? Because the actual return is based on the true numbers we just looked at on the prior slide. But when people say rate of return, they would have given you 5.6. But after tax, it would have been even lower. It would have been 2.2%. What if there was a way to avoid all of this chaos? What if there was a way to avoid any losses? There is a way. It's called an IUL, Index Universal Life. And what I specialize in is how to structure them properly to make sure it's maximum funded. Yes, it is an insurance policy, but if you structure it correctly, it's not about an insurance policy when you die. Yes, you'll have a death benefit that all goes with it. But the way you use an IUL effectively is how to structure it and fund it appropriately so that it will be incredible while you're actually breathing. Okay. And I can't cover specifics on the call unless you and I meet, because I need to know your situation so I can customize it and make it great for you. But in this example right here, taking what we just seen with the chaos and the roller coaster of the S&P 500 for that 20-year period, this same person would have had a different experience. What happens is that anytime the market is below zero, you don't have to worry about that. You never experience losses. It's guaranteed to be at zero, not $0, 0%, meaning you will never lose money. Remember Warren Buffett's rule. Rule number 1, don't lose money. Rule number 2, don't forget rule number 1. So this right here already puts you in that, in his good graces because you don't lose money. So what happens is, remember those first 4 years, it was at 8.97%. You would have benefited from that same percentage. Then those 3 years after that, 2001, 2002, 2003, when they were negative, you would have experienced 0%. But then when it shot super up, it shot up maybe, I think, 30%. You wouldn't have gotten 30% because IUL has a cap rate. The cap rates I work with today, this video, 2025, is 12%. This illustration shows 11%. So instead of getting the 30%, you would have gotten the 11%. Now, don't let that freak you out, because remember, year 1, both lanes got 8.97%, but with the S&P only fully exposed lane, you were losing money year over year. So going up 11% and not having any losses is truly an 11% gain. That's the difference. Okay. Then when you look at this, you see 4.43, 8.36, you will get up to whatever the cap rate is at that time. Again, this illustration is 11%. At the time of this video, you can get up to 12%. Okay. But to seal the deal, because this is about math, if the same 330,000 was in an account January 2000, if the money was fully exposed to the S&P 500 and never touched, it would have gone through a roller coaster, but it would have grown. It would have grown to $844,208. So again, someone who says, hey, just let your money sit, they wouldn't have been wrong. Okay. But it all depends on when you needed your money. Now, if you needed your money within those first few years, you were screwed completely. If you were young enough to where you can let the market do its thing, yeah, you would have went from 330,000 to 844,000. But what if you would have had that same money in a max funded IUL? You would have never experienced the loss. You would have never had any sleepless nights. You would have never had to worry when the market was going to recover. You simply would have just enjoyed continuous growth, and you would have nearly had over $500,000 more, tax-free, by the way, than having your money fully exposed into the S&P 500. So there's so much to unpack when it comes to an IUL. You know, I feel proud, super proud, that I am an expert in this field because I truly just get to help people make smarter decisions with their money and make a living off of it. That's the cool part, right? Now, you can continue not listening to me. You can do that. But I guarantee you, if you do the math, it'll all make sense. And all you got to do is take the time to do the math and circle back, and I'll be right here to help you. So click the link in the description, schedule a financial strategy consult. It's absolutely free. It's absolutely no pressure. And I can show you exactly how this can work for you. So just don't wait. If you don't want to do it or you don't feel comfortable to do it, send it to someone you care about, because someone for certain can benefit from moving their money from these market exposed accounts and actually gain clarity and certainty when it comes to their money, and they can live comfortably with it. So I look forward to hearing back from you and talk to you soon. Peace.